Hello and welcome to Fuse TV News. On the 2nd of October, the Union Assembly voted to boycott selling the Sun newspaper until it stops printing the controversial Page 3, which features photographs of topless women. Our reporter Hayder talked to Grace Skelton, General Secretary for the Students' Union, who told us the reasons for the boycott.
A student submitted an idea to the Union Assembly, and so the idea then went to the Assembly, which is made up of a panel of 20 students, and they're like demographically representative of the students at Manchester University. So they sort of, did their pitch, sort of talked about their idea, and then the students voted on the idea, and it passed by 90%. As a woman, I'm sort of sick to death of women being spoken about in terms of what they look like and how they dress and all the rest of it, or not dress in the case of Page 3, and sort of any move that's aimed at sort of tackling that and ending that, I'm going to support it. Boobs aren't these. I can see why some people have been using that argument. I think I would always say that freedom of press and freedom of expression are two different things. I think with the power of the press there actually comes a responsibility. There's always been elements of sort of radical politics within students' unions. Like there's plenty of things that we do as well that wouldn't be seen as radical at all. Like, most of what the students' union does is nothing about radical politics. There's always the odd thing that comes up that you could describe it as, definitely. I think with No More Page 3 though, especially in the last few years, I think feminism's becoming more and more mainstream and sort of less radical, maybe. More people are getting engaged with it than there were sort of 5-10 years ago. I think it's seeing quite a resurgence because of things like the No More Page 3 actually capturing the attention and the minds of young people in particular.
Another campaign that took action this fortnight was the Save Our NHS Society. They, along with 50,000 others, marched in a peaceful protest past the Conservative Party conference in Manchester City Centre on the 29th of September. The march was in protest of government cuts to public services, specifically to the NHS. The march ended with a rally at Whitworth Park and was one of the largest protests Manchester has ever seen.
A massive demonstration really sends a clear message to the government and to the opposition party that if the Labour Party do come in next time, or if the Conservative Party come in next time, they have to adopt more NHS-friendly policy.
5,000 people mobilising and protesting is incredible, especially when people have been cut so harshly. It's incredible to see that people are still fighting back.
Last weekend saw the Oxjam takeover take place in the Northern Quarter. The music festival saw over 100 artists perform across 11 venues over 2 days, and all proceeds from ticket sales went to Oxfam. The Manchester Model United Nations Society had their first training session on the 2nd October with a turnout of over 70 delegates. President Hina Mohammed and Vice President Na Aqua talked to us about what the society involves.
Model UN is a mock UN simulation, so it's the biggest academic conference in the world. It's the biggest academic activity. It's run all across the world, from South America to Japan to Latin America and Australia. And what we do is we run mock United Nations sessions. So we represent diplomats of countries, and then we'll go into a UN session and debate countries and come to a draft resolution.
Finally, in sport, the University of Manchester won in both the women's and men's Ernst & Young Rugby Union Varsity match against Manchester Metropolitan University, held at Sale FC Rugby Club on the 2nd of October. The women's result was 41-12 and the men's was 36-11. Students celebrated the victory at the AU Social held at the Students' Union. That's it for now. If you have any funny news stories or events you want to see here in our fortnightly review, email fusetvnews@gmail.com. Thank you for watching Fuse News. I'm Emma Kong. We'll see you in 2 weeks.